Hello to YouTube. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my little live. Day 6 to day 7 of this war in Ukraine. Talks have failed for the first time. That's unbelievable. Well, that was expected for the first talks to say, no, we're not going to have peace. We're still just going to bomb you.
When do I need to?
Not yet. Not yet.
So that's for I've had these done 4 weeks.
Yeah, and they usually say, well, because your nails are starting to grow out now, they're starting to speed up with the growing. That's what you need. No, that is the only reason why he wants to join the EU. That's my personal opinion. Because once he joins the EU, we then have a obligation to go in and fight his battle for him. Really, that's what it is.
Not being funny.
That's my personal opinion. That is.
No, you know what it is. So he's safe.
No, it's not the fact of being safe. It's the fact of he can then sit back and let USA, UK, everyone else fight his battle for him. Everyone else in the European Union or in the UN. Yeah, that won't out. That won't work.
No.
Ukraine president telling fucking Putin to get the fuck out.
It's because he's Russian as well.
Yeah, he's naive, stubborn.
No, he's fucking Jewish, isn't he? The president of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jewish, isn't he?
Sanctions. That ain't Putin ain't bothered about sanctions.
What did I say to you?
He ain't bothered about sanctions. He's got his own vendetta to get fucking done. He's got to complete his vendetta.
He's took the money out of that.
Putin to me is
He
a
knew
person
he
that
knew that it was going
punch
to happen.
first and ask questions next.
He knew that they were going to put these sanctions in. I guarantee it. He knew, so he took that money out. He's took that money out, and now he's fucking.
Or he's got a secret deal with China or Iran.
He's got sank.
Or South Korea.
He's got sank.
Who knows?
He's got sank up his.
Because all them the names which have just been mentioned are all the ones which have been kicked out the SWIFT system. China, South Korea, now Russia, Iran.
Today, I'm authorizing the district conference and the new limitations on this to the extent after the district is placed unprecedented takeoff. We are now progressing on the second phase of those financial steps. We can think of food and other systems that are within the district of we will do what the
Thing is, if you got rid of Putin, it'd be alright. Get rid of him, you solved it, ain't you? Because because nobody wants this.
No, nobody did. But Putin's got a vendetta to prove that Russia is still the biggest powerhouse in the world. He doesn't have to prove anything. All he has to do is say, look how many nukes I've got. Boom, there you go. War over. All right, boy. Don't worry, you take it.
What?
Chip. He's walking a chip. He's literally just had this chip in his gob walking it around. Oh, he's just starting. Oh, he's just now eating it. Was that nice now? Was that worth waiting for? Yes, boy. Was that worth waiting for? Come here.
You look so much better now you've had a haircut, boy.
Sanctions could cause recessions in Russia.
Not that that's going to bother him.
Yeah, that won't bother. Yeah, that won't bother him.
Ain't going to bother Putin. It's going to be the residents that are still left there.
Yeah.
Energy giant Shell has decided to exit all Russian operations.
Yeah.
Including its partnership with Russia's state-owned Gazprom. Canadian energy firm Equinor has also divested its joint ventures in Russia, which will be abandoning its deal with Trump 30 years ago. Speaking chief of TechGen, Dell has suspended all product sales into Russia.
Dell, Intel.
Facebook parent company Meta has barred Russian apps on its website.
Facebook's barred Russia. Wow.
And Google has banned Russian state media from collecting ad money on its website, not as YouTube videos. Then we have financial institutions.
HSBC.
HSBC is winding down relations with several Russian banks. The New York Stock Exchange has temporarily suspended trading for Russian companies. NASDAQ too has barred Russian-owned firms from trading on the exchange. The list hasn't ended there. UEFA has barred Russia from all international competition. The IOC has banned both Russian and Belarusian athletes from competing.
This is crap. Formula One.
America's Delta Airlines has also authorized this means all theatrical releases of its films in Russia. Netflix has suspended its streaming of all its services. And streaming competition Eurovision will not allow any Russian acts this year. Even the president of Russia hasn't been spared. In 2013, it was confirmed that an honorary black belt from Harvard Taekwondo. The organization has now questioned as its owner. It has also refused to recognize any Taekwondo events in Russia on sport. Now, we'll see. Some of these methods may be purely symbolic. Every morning, look serious economic benefits from Russia.
I'd hate to have been in that flat underneath that. Bad.
This is what is about new business. It's true. And it's across your business.
This is why so many people look away for it and then causing problems over it for us.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be in the EU to get the military aid. This is probably the biggest fucking spending military ordnance and fucking in human history. This is just just to fucking send to a little country.
largest American companies and non-profits. We've been closer with at their share value since the Russian build-up began. We started Russian profit. On November 1st, it was trading at $230. Today, $433 per share at a 31% profit. Next is Northrop Grumman Corporation. On November 1st, it was trading at $354. Today, it's at $442, with almost a 25% profit. Next is General Dynamics. November 1st, trading at $201, now at $234. Doing the math, that's a 16% price. Now for the British company, BAE Systems. Since November, their share price has soared 32%.
Why?
This is a certain, what will it tell you? That one is good business.
No, not letting me do it either.
Mate, I need to invest in fucking military art, in fucking weapons, in guns and that. I actually invest in the companies which are making them, because all their business is fucking, but their businesses are booming at the
Booming,
moment.
yeah. Boom!
Well, Lockheed Martin's up by fucking 40% in their share prices.
Boom! Boom! Boom!
Top weapons companies boost Ukraine Russia's.
The second is Jim Carter with Lockheed Martin. And what he told investors, and I'm quoting again, he should be very questionable in the approach that some countries are taking, including North Korea, Iran, and percentage proxies in Yemen and elsewhere, and especially Russia these days.
The thing is, it's stupid, all of this. All because he's trying to prove some stupid fucking point.
To get any clearer than that, Western companies were predicting this war. They planned to make millions out of it and transfer it away. More European states, they offer defense spending. More Europeans, they pay Korea. And we will produce those weapons.
Which means the UN will make a fucking killing off of this in defence budgets, defence budget spending. Basically, the world debt. So that's 3 guys downstairs.
More oil, more income, more taxes. And the best part, no direct American involvement. This means it's not like Afghanistan or Iraq. American soldiers are not fighting in this war. So all the money,
I think you might need to send a message to Ash. I think I might have to get you investigated for fucking illegally overcrowding fucking flats.
Would surprise me.
At any one time, there's fucking up to 12 people living downstairs. And it's only meant for 3 people.
It's immigration, isn't he?
Doesn't matter if it's immigration. In a way, I'd rather downstairs to go to a Ukraine family. Yeah, no offense.
True.
Yeah, I would rather downstairs to go to a Ukraine family to help them out than for a landlord to try to squash as many people in there as possible. I would buy this house and then rent that out to a Ukraine family. Real fucking cheap as well. Just so they can,
It'd be equipped as well.
yeah, fully equipped apartment. I know there is lots of damned houses where I live, which could be done up for Ukraine refugees. There is a few houses in Peterborough which are all boarded up, fucking metal shuttered up.
They're not even bothering.
They're not even bothering with the houses. There's down the street from me, there's like a row of 4 really pristine houses, never been lived in, freshly built, never been lived in, and they've all been fenced off. Failed project. Yeah, failed project.
But it's better than what they're getting over there. Isn't it?
Yeah, if I had the money or the assets to sell, I would buy as many homes as possible, just to help these people out, because there is potentially I think it's like between
Look at
100.
that house. Look.
No, that was the thing block. demonstration block, which that's what that was.
Oh,
Got a
was
direct hit. Direct hit from a Scud missile. Scud Sidewinder. Do you know what makes them like? Do you know what makes them a Sidewinder missile? Because they literally jump from side to side as they're coming towards you. It doesn't come into you sideways. No, it jumps from side to side. So if there's like a intercept gun
Yeah.
trying to follow it, as it's going, it's jumping around, so it's really hard to follow. Cluster bombs, that's what that is. Cluster bombs. This is just the beginning. This is just Putin's beginning. Ukraine's just the start. He's just going to keep going west and west and west. See, that was a direct hit, that was. Yeah, look, watch this. This cluster bomb right in front of him. See? Mate, that's crazy. I was close. That's what one of those cluster bomb shells look like. Basically, as it goes up in the air, it gets to a certain point of altitude, and the casing pops off, and all these little things will jump out, and they got little rockets on them which help project them towards the ground. And as they start falling, they get velocity,
Impact
plus gravity. Yeah, they get pulled to the ground.
in 24 days.
Including the president. Yeah, what the fuck you want? No, it's whoever the fuck it was pointing at the car.
Which car? You see here.
Don't care. Right, moving it up and smoking. I'm under the influence. Can't do shit.
restrictions were offered. Here's what he said.
Yeah, fuck having a nuclear bomb land near us. The Flash.
In
Mate.
Ukraine, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Italy take part in nuclear sharing, hosting American nuclear weapons. We need to understand how security is maintained around the world and what control it could do to have an open discussion. Restricted bodies. And just to be clear, this is not a local politician in Japan. This is the longest serving prime minister and influential voice in the ruling party. And Prime Minister Kishida responded to it. And he has. Kishida says, hosting US started the question to Japan.
Debates joining NATO.
Principles.
Because they want to join the fight.
That's what it is to
Finland haven't fought. I haven't seen Finland fought in any wars. Never heard of Finland fighting in any wars.
Until now, they remain non-aligned. But after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the things are rethinking. Everything what the new thing, European profile. 53% people back one donation, 28% opposed it, 19% were unsure. More than 50,000 people signed a resolution asking Finland's parliament to debate this issue. What is the government saying? Finland's Prime Minister, Sanna Marin, has supported non-alignment. At the same time, she wants to keep her options open. She says, when it comes to national security, she will apply for NATO membership. Switzerland is making moves. On Monday, they announced joining the European Union sanctions on Russia. The most consequential pivot, you could say, has come from Germany. Twice in the last century, they unleashed Roman wars. They're dangerous, but in large-scale violence. So after the Second World War, Germany withdrew into itself. They spent little on the military. They took a back step in world politics. Basically, they became reluctant power. But last week, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz gave a U-turn. He is planning to spend $112 billion on defense and selling weapons to Ukraine. This is the return of German hard power. What about the so-called red states? How are they seeing this war? As I mentioned, Ukraine handed over its nuclear weapons in 1994. 28 years later, they're under attack. What does that say to countries like North Korea and Iran? That means no. Those countries are blaming the US for this war. North Korea also tested a ballistic missile on Sunday with 8 hits this year. Kim Jong-un sees what is happening in Ukraine.
Need to get rid of
Yeah, look, it's just North Korea.
The chances are,
See Putin's war, North Korea and fucking Iran.
that is actually South Korea. A new poll found that 71% of the South Korean population wants a nuclear weapon. Technically, Seoul is part of the US control zone. What does that mean? If needed, the US will deploy nukes to protect South Korea. And how will I argue that price? Will America risk its own cities to protect Seoul? Many South Koreans do not want to take that price. Same with Iran. You think that the nuclear deal was very weak with Iran. Now the tone has changed. Iran says key issues are yet to be resolved. They ask about bringing America's because mafia regime corrupted war. The deal will still happen, but Iran will definitely play a hard role. In conclusion, let me say this. Putin's invasion has busted a 21st century myth that war is impossible. If you're powerful, if your core infrastructure you can wage war. That is the message from the Russian invasion. So every country is rethinking its strategy. Some are betting for alliances like Finland. Some are betting on a nuclear umbrella like Japan and Japan. Some are building their own defense like Germany. Whatever the strategy, you can be sure of one thing. We are entering a new era of hard power conflict.
It's fucking devastating, like seeing parents say goodbye to their kids. Because they don't know whether they're going to see them again.
If you choose to defense casualty award, the case of Ukraine is to say empathy too has become a victim. The entire country is being drawn into submission. The target saying
old.
Look at these images.
Because it's almost fucking 750,000 people have got out of Kiev now. Or evacuated Kiev. So this is live. Oh, you see his fucking tail going right underneath me. It's like, shit, look, I'm moving my ass. But, come here, little man. Come here.
Did Daddy scare you, boy?
Sorry, little Paul Buzz. US nuclear command. That's
Apparently it's raining.
Review stated that the United States will not seek ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, and that we will not resume nuclear explosive testing unless necessary to ensure the safety and effectiveness of the U.S. nuclear arsenal. So, Secretary Baker, do you agree that current methods of stockpile stewardship ensure the safety and effectiveness of the nuclear arsenal, and will the ongoing nuclear posture review reverse the Trump administration's opposition to ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty?
Congressman, thank you for the question. Let me just say that I think the stockpile stewardship program is one of the remarkable successes of our.
So that's not old news.
Rather Reclaim Finance, alongside other NGOs, say financial institutions channeled more than $1.5 trillion to the coal industry between January of 2019 and November of 2021. More than 80% of the funding came from 6 countries only. They are the US, China, Japan, India, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Barclays and Citigroup are among the top 10 highest lenders, with over 1,000 firms involved in the coal supply chain. Bank of China, Bank of America, and Japanese firms took all top 3 spots. The NGOs also say only 12 banks accounted for almost half of the total $363 billion in loans to the coal industry in the same period. Now, 10 of these so-called dirty dozen lenders are members of the UN's Net Zero Banking Alliance, an industry-led initiative committed to aligning their portfolios with net zero emissions by 2050. And the report says underwriting now accounts for the biggest share of funding for coal clients. The process raises investment or capital for companies by issuing bonds or shares on their behalf and selling them to investors. The NGOs also blame investors for keeping fossil fuel projects afloat. They say at least 5,000 companies own combined holdings of more than $1.2 trillion in the coal industry. Campaigners say the research should be considered a benchmark to assess the promises made at COP26. Major coal-dependent nations pledged at the UN talks for the first time to phase down on coal-fired power generations and inefficient subsidies for fossil fuels. The amendment of the PAC terminology to phase down rather than phase out has raised concerns amongst campaigners it will create a loophole to delay climate action. But it's not just coal receiving lots of cash. Europe's biggest banks are pumping money into new oil and gas production despite those pledges to reduce emissions. Analysis by the campaign group Share Action show that 25 banks have provided more than $33 billion in loans and other financing to at least 50 companies. HSBC put almost $9 billion into new oil and gas in 2021, while Barclays put in at least $4.5 billion. Deutsche Bank loaned almost $6 billion. The fossil fuel giants receiving the funding included ExxonMobil, Shell, BP, and Saudi Aramco. Well, the banks have insisted they are committed to working with their customers to achieve a transition towards low-carbon economy. While oil giant ExxonMobil has said that the International Energy Agency and the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change agree that significant investments in oil and gas is still needed through to 2050, even in a net zero scenario. Net zero, of course, refers to a state in which the greenhouse gases going into the atmosphere are balanced by the removal out of the atmosphere. Let's discuss this further with the market strategist and former economist at Citigroup, Mark Fulton, who's also the chair of the Research Council, the Carbon Tracker and founding partner of Energy Transition Advisors. He joins us from New South Wales in Australia.
We seem to change about every day.
What is it that you really want to know?
There you go, 677,000 refugees.
Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of
UN warns of humanitarian crisis of up to 4 million refugees. Wow.
It's all about you.
But the thing is that out of 4 million people, yeah, 4 million refugees out of 41 million people. So like 10%. Which what's up with what's the other 90% doing? Fighting? Who knows?
One woman stayed in the thing to be with the dogs, the rescue dogs.
President Biden will deliver his first State of the Union address tonight on the heels of one of the most consequential weeks of his presidency, with Russia's invading Ukraine and Biden nominating the first Black woman to sit on the Supreme Court, with his job approval at an all-time low. How will he tackle Americans' anxiety about the economy in a divided country still recovering from coronavirus? Joining us for more analysis and what we expect to hear, ABC Senior Washington correspondent Devin Dwyer. So much to unpack here, Devin. All right, let's start with the situation in Ukraine, offering some opportunity here for Biden, possibly. Clearly, it's changed the speech that he expected to give a week ago, for sure.
It sure is, Kira. And the White House has told us as much, that this is not the speech the president had planned a few months ago, but it does present an opportunity for him. In an odd way, Kira, his domestic agenda will sort of take a back seat to foreign policy, not something that you normally see in a State of the Union address, but it does give the president an opportunity to rally the Congress, rally the country around a point of common purpose, common cause. Most Americans are very supportive of the fight against the Russians in Ukraine, same with members of Congress. In fact, we've been seeing up here on the Hill, members already donning blue and yellow today, pins showcasing their support for the fight in Ukraine. You see one there, Stephen Lynch of Massachusetts. Let me take that picture with him, and a number of members even dressing in blue and yellow. So the White House sees this perhaps as a point to reset both on the domestic side of things, but also leverage some unity around this really historic moment in global history to try to show the president leading Europe.
Well, most Americans say that they are feeling the impact of inflation. I think pretty much everybody is in one way, shape, or form, and he's taking a lot of blame for it. So how do you think he's going to address it?
Yes, 6 in 10 Americans in our new poll say they are feeling the pain at home because of these inflationary prices right now, 40-year highs, as you know. And half of Americans in that same poll blame the president for this. It is on the minds of viewers tonight. The White House has acknowledged the president is going to have to take this head on. But I will say, we haven't been hearing, at least in the previews of the speech, Kira, any new ideas for tackling consumer price inflation, gas price inflation. We're told the president will talk about initiatives to lower prices of childcare, prescription drugs, things of that nature. But obviously, a lot of Americans are going to want to hear about what is going to be done to blunt inflation right now, and we'll have to wait and see what the president has to say.
All right, what else can you tell us about the pageantry of the night? Who will be there? COVID precautions. Give us some color.
Yeah, it's Kira, this is sort of like Washington's prom, right? I mean, like all the lawmakers are out in full force, parading around the cameras here. They're wearing their best attire. They get there early, and this is the first time in 2 years that all 535 members of Congress will cram into that chamber. So at this hour, no doubt, there's probably some members trying to stake out a seat down that center aisle to shake the president's hand. But that's something we'll be watching. We'll be watching a lot of maskless members of Congress. For the first time, they'll be able to go to the chamber the other